Hi everyone, Dominic here, the creator of kilowatt.ie. In this video, I'm going to show you how to view your smart meter data. So let's get started. We can go to kilowatt.ie, that's kilowatt.ie. And now hover your mouse to More and click on Smart Meter Data Viewer. Alright, so the first thing we need to do before we can actually view the smart meter data is to download it and access it. So right here there is a link to the full instructions on how to do that. So we can click there and you have right here a link to the ESB Networks website where you can download the data, and right here we have full instructions on how to actually go through the steps. It takes about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm not going to cover that in this video because it's fully explained in that article. But once you get that data file, the important thing that I will put a reminder in here is not to open it in Microsoft Excel, because Microsoft Excel messes up the format and it won't work. So if you want to view it in Excel, make a copy and use the copy for that purpose, but keep the original untouched by Excel so that the format remains correct. And second thing is, while you can also possibly for some people get your smart meter data from your electricity supplier, such as Electric Ireland, such as SSE Airtricity, etc., those downloads may not work, so make sure to get it directly from ESB Networks. Okay, so once that's done, you've got your electricity smart meter file saved on your computer. You can very simply either click Browse and navigate to the file, or simply drag and drop into this box here. So I'm going to drag and drop. This is just a kind of a dummy file that I have created for the demonstration. And there we have it. So now we're able to view, and you can see here on the left hand side we have quite a few options. So the default selected is to show all dates, and that means you get a month by month view. As you can see, this particular home has reasonably consistent consumption across the months of the year. We also have a total for down here for whatever is shown in the graph. This shows the total. So we have imports, in other words, consumption from the grid, and we have exports. And you can see here, this house does not have solar panels installed because they have no exports. So let's have a look at the other options here. So what we can do is look at it month by month. Select month, select day, or we can look at the average day. So let's go select a month first. And automatically we have the most recent full month. This is November, and you can see each of these bars represents 1 day of smart meter data. So the consumption in this case was highest on the 1st of November. And the lowest consumption appears to be on the 11th, 10th, 9th, the 8th of November. Perhaps the occupants were away on that day. And also we have the bands labeled day, night and peak. This is regardless of what electricity supply contract you're on. These are still labeled or coloured according. So we have day is I believe I can't remember off the top of my head. Peak is 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. I remember that. Day is after, or night is after 11 p.m. I think until 8 a.m. and day is just the remainder. So let's have a look by day. So now you can see that each of these columns represents one single hour of electricity consumption. And in this case, kilowatt power is the same as kilowatts hour energy because it's hour by hour anyways. And we can use this calendar to select any day of data that's in the data set. So as you can see here, we have a spike at 6 between the band from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. has a spike here. Maybe someone was cooking their dinner, maybe they were watching TV and having some friends over, etc. So you can use this to do a couple of things. You can sometimes identify what might be using a lot of electricity. So if all of your days look like this, okay, maybe you can see, okay, the cooker is one of my big loads. If you have a pattern that's really flat all the time, then it probably suggests that you have something running in the background that's using the biggest chunk. Maybe it's a fridge, maybe it's some sort of computers that you've plugged in all the time, etc. It can be really interesting to see how low you can get your consumption during the night hours, for example. So if you are in bed with nothing turned on at 3 a.m., that raises a question, okay, where's the electricity going? So you can do some experiments, maybe try and unplug everything before you go to bed, and see if that makes a difference when you download fresh data in a couple of days. So this is a good tool. The day-by-day view is definitely a useful tool to pinpoint where your electricity is going. So the next tool that you might find useful is the average day. And this is great for knowing how the breakdown of bands works out for you. So if you, for example, see that you're using loads of electricity at night, but not much during the day or the peak, well, that tells you that a smart tariff or a day and night tariff might be a good option for you. If you see that you have a massive peak here and the night is really low, then probably best to stay away from time of use tariffs, etc. However, I would also say, if you're looking for the best tariff and to find what would be cheapest for you, the electricity comparison tool here is the best way to do that. But still, it can be interesting to have a look here, and it can give you inspiration perhaps about also if you have some plans, okay, to say, well, it makes best sense to use a 24-hour tariff, but I could switch my washing till later. This can give you an idea of how much of a stretch it will be to shift your usage around. And finally, we have averages for the weekdays, Saturday and Sundays. This is useful if you're thinking of going for one of those tariffs with free Saturday, free Sunday, etc. They may be a bit gimmicky, but perhaps for some people they could be worthwhile. Then it can be worth having a look and seeing if your usage on Saturdays or Sundays, etc., is particularly different. This is almost a brand new tool. I'm making upgrades to it and improvements all the time, and I'm really interested in getting more feedback and more suggestions about what could be improved, what could be added, what is not needed, and what could be taken away, etc. So if you have a suggestion, something like you would like me to change about this, please click on feedback here. Describe your comment in this box and optionally leave contact here. You don't have to, and click submit, or else simply comment below where you're watching this video. I really am taking these things on board, and I've already taken a couple of suggestions that people have given me and implemented the changes and gotten back in touch with them to let them know that the features are now live. So if there's something you want to see, it could be well worth sending a message. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.